If you go into a relationship not feeling good enough, feeling insecure about certain things, needing attention, that other partner, that's how you're going to see that person all the time.
Hi, I'm Peter Kowalke, and today we're talking with Debi Maldonado. So, what are two of the areas that you find that couples struggle with the most?
Well, I think the main thing that we all hear from any relationship expert will tell you that communication is one of the problems with partnerships. But what I find is what's missing is that people aren't really, they're looking at the communication in the wrong way. They're looking at basically thinking the problem is with the partner versus the reflection of themselves.
So, basically, one of the big challenges is that people don't really know themselves enough.
Yes.
So, what can they do to know themselves? Is there any?
That's
What
a
do you
big
recommend?
question.
Is there any exercise that you recommend that someone can do to maybe get more in touch with themselves so they don't project?
Yes. If you look at just in general the patterns of your family and relationships, you'll tend to see the pattern in your own relationship, how we deal with things, how we deal with conflict, how we deal with judgments on ourselves. If you go into a relationship not feeling good enough, feeling insecure about certain things, needing attention, that other partner, that's how you're going to see that person all the time. So the first step I would say is look at the theme in your relationship. What is your number one complaint about your partner? And start to see where that issue is showing up in other areas of your life, or how it showed up in the pattern has been reflected at work, maybe with your family. And then when you start to see that, you'll start to basically take responsibility for where is this coming from? Because everyone isn't putting that idea into your mind. It's you're projecting it outward. And so that would be the first step to really reclaiming that power and understanding it's coming from you, and not to blame yourself. I think a lot of people think of this work of looking inward as something's wrong with me. This is the sign of a healthy mind. Our mind does this. Everyone's mind does this. So not to look at as to fix or heal anything, but to become more aware. And just to be more aware of it, the next question is, how can I see this differently? That would be really the first step. I mean, there's so much deeper work unconsciously that we can do, but that would be a really quick first step.
So if you're in a relationship with someone and maybe you're getting in touch with you're projecting a little bit, but what do you do if your partner is not necessarily aware of that dynamic, or they're struggling with that? What's a person to do in that scenario?
Well, the thing is that whatever's showing up in the partner, it'll appear as, that's a lot of the tendency is when people learn this stuff, they go, oh, they're projecting on me, and then they're focusing still on the partner. But even what they see in the partner as projection is still reflecting about them. So it's not that they're out of, it almost feels that when we're in a relationship that we have limited control, that we can't really change the other person's mind. They're going to be the way they're going to be. And so the only way to change that partner's behavior is to become more conscious ourselves. And then what will tend to happen is that the partner will actually shift in their own mind. So if they're projecting on me, they're not listening to me, that's coming from their own bubble. And then when they start to say, my partner's starting to understand, or they start to believe something different, the partner will start to reflect that. It's like magic. It feels like this metaphysical thing that happens, but it really is the psyche will make the pattern fit to what you believe.
So if you disarm, your partner is going to start disarm too, so to speak.
Yes. Yes, because they won't feel the projection, and they'll and the way it works is that there needs to be a place to catch the projection. So if they're projecting on you and you fall into it, it's kind of like you get entangled, and you're projecting back, and that's where the fights happen and the disagreements happen. But if you kind of not play into that role, the person will have to look within themselves. They'll have to see that there's something off here if you don't play the game anymore. And I see this happen with all relationships, boss, employee relationships. It's like relationships at work, you're going to notice that whatever's going on with your partner is happening in all relationships with you.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you.
For people who are interested in knowing more about Debbie's work, you can actually get a free class that Debbie offers online with her husband. And it's called How to Master Your Emotions. And you can find that free class at debbieanddrrob.com. So
Hmm.
definitely everyone should check that out because you've definitely
Yes.
got a lot of good stuff going there. So thank you again for taking the time to talk with me, Debbie.
Thank you. It was great to talk to you too.